Carbs. For years, they've been painted as the enemy. From low-carb fads to no-carb rules, the message has been clear. If you want to stay healthy and slim, cut the carbs. But here's the truth, especially for seniors. That mindset can do more harm than good. As we age, our bodies change. Metabolism slows, muscle mass decreases, insulin sensitivity shifts, and digestion becomes more delicate. And while cutting refined, ultra-processed carbs can absolutely help with blood sugar and inflammation. Eliminating the wrong types of carbs can backfire in ways you might not expect. You may end up robbing your brain of its primary energy source, triggering digestive problems from lack of fiber, losing muscle because your body starts breaking it down for fuel, and even increasing your risk of falls, fatigue, and nutrient deficiencies. Not all carbs are created equal. In fact, some are absolutely essential, especially for older adults who want to maintain energy, preserve muscle, support digestion, and keep their heart and brain sharp. That's why in this video, we're going to clear up the confusion. First, we'll reveal the 7 powerful, nutrient-rich carbs that seniors should never cut out completely, even if they've been wrongly labeled bad. These foods offer fiber, vitamins, minerals, and the kind of slow-burning fuel your aging body thrives on. Then, we'll flip the script and break down the 3 carbohydrate foods you must avoid at all costs, especially if you're over 50. These are the stealthy saboteurs, spiking your blood sugar, wrecking your gut, stealing your energy, and quietly raising your risk of chronic disease. Because the goal isn't to go low-carb or high-carb, it's to go smart carb, choosing the carbs that work with your body, not against it. So if you've been wondering what carbs to cut, what to keep, and how to eat in a way that supports long-term strength and clarity, this is the guide you've been waiting for. Let's start with one of the most misunderstood but essential carbs that seniors should never eliminate from their diet. 1. Oats. The heart-loving, energy-steadying carb you need daily. When people think about cutting carbs, one of the first foods they often toss aside is oatmeal. It's a classic breakfast staple, made of grains, and for some, that's enough to sound the alarm. But here's what most people don't realize, especially seniors. Oats are one of the most beneficial carbohydrates you can eat for heart health, energy stability, and digestive support. Let's start with the science. Oats are packed with a special type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan, which has been extensively studied for its ability to lower LDL, bad cholesterol levels, without reducing HDL, good cholesterol. For seniors at risk of heart disease, which is nearly everyone over 50, that's a major win. But the benefits go far beyond cholesterol. Oats have a naturally low glycemic index, meaning they raise blood sugar slowly and steadily, rather than causing spikes and crashes, like refined grains or sugary cereals. This makes oats an excellent choice for those managing type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, or simply wanting more balanced energy throughout the morning. Unlike white bread or instant breakfast bars, oats also support gut health. The fiber in oats not only improves regularity, but also acts as a prebiotic, feeding the beneficial bacteria in your digestive tract. A healthy gut isn't just good for digestion. It influences immunity, mental clarity, and even inflammation, all key concerns for older adults. And let's not forget muscle health. Seniors are more prone to muscle loss, and oats, while not high in protein themselves, pair beautifully with ingredients like Greek yogurt, nuts, or eggs to create a well-rounded meal that supports strength, satiety, and stamina. Now, not all oats are created equal. If you're eating pre-flavored instant packets full of added sugar and artificial ingredients, you're missing the real benefit. Instead, go for steel-cut, rolled, or even quick oats in their plain form, then add your own healthful toppings. Cinnamon, flax seeds, berries, or a small scoop of nut butter can turn a bowl of oats into a nutrient-dense powerhouse. You don't have to eat them plain or every day, but oats deserve a regular spot on your menu. They're budget-friendly, easy to prepare, and endlessly versatile. And unlike fad diets or trendy keto rules, the benefits of oats have stood the test of time and the trials of science. 2. Sweet potatoes. The antioxidant-rich carb that supports vision and immunity. Sweet, soft, and colorful, sweet potatoes might look like comfort food, but they're actually one of the most nutrient-dense carbohydrates a senior can eat. Packed with fiber, antioxidants, and slow-digesting starches, sweet potatoes offer far more than just natural sweetness. They provide powerful protection for your eyes, immune system, and long-term energy balance. Let's talk about what makes sweet potatoes so unique. One medium-sized sweet potato delivers more than 300% of your daily vitamin A needs in the form of beta-carotene, a potent antioxidant that your body converts into usable vitamin A. This vitamin is essential for maintaining healthy vision, especially night vision, and helps reduce the risk of age-related macular degeneration, a leading cause of vision loss in older adults. But the benefits don't stop at eyesight. Vitamin A also plays a key role in strengthening the immune system, keeping the skin healthy, and supporting respiratory health, all areas where aging bodies may become more vulnerable. Sweet potatoes are also rich in potassium, a mineral that helps regulate blood pressure, counteracts the effects of sodium, and supports nerve and muscle function. For seniors at risk of hypertension or taking medications that deplete potassium, this root vegetable is a gentle and natural way to support balance. Unlike refined starches like white bread or pasta, sweet potatoes contain resistant starch and fiber, which means they digest slowly and help maintain stable blood sugar. That's crucial for preventing energy crashes and managing insulin, and it makes sweet potatoes an excellent option for those living with type 2 diabetes or prediabetes. They're also naturally gluten-free, easy to chew, and simple to prepare. Whether you roast them, steam them, mash them, or bake them, sweet potatoes are incredibly versatile and can be enjoyed sweet or savory, as a side dish, a snack, or the base of a nourishing bowl. To boost their nutritional value even more, try pairing them with a small amount of healthy fat like olive oil, avocado, or a few crushed nuts. This enhances your body's ability to absorb the fat-soluble beta-carotene, turning an already powerful food into a true nutrient delivery system. The mistake many seniors make is assuming all carbs are bad and cutting out complex, colorful, fiber-rich carbs like sweet potatoes in the process. But in reality, these are the very foods that can protect your eyes, fuel your cells, and support immunity as you age. Number 3. Quinoa. The protein-packed grain that supports muscles and metabolism. When it comes to carbs that pull double duty, few can compete with quinoa. Often mistaken for a grain, quinoa is technically a seed and a nutritional powerhouse that deserves a permanent place on any senior's plate. It's one of the rare plant-based foods that delivers complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids, something that's especially important for aging bodies trying to preserve muscle and stay strong. Muscle loss, or sarcopenia, is one of the biggest challenges seniors face as they age. Even with light activity, the body naturally loses muscle over time unless it's consistently fed quality protein. Quinoa helps address this in a unique way. Not only does it provide complex, slow-burning carbohydrates to fuel your body, it also contributes protein to support muscle repair, hormone balance, and metabolic function. 1 cup of cooked quinoa contains about 8 grams of protein and 5 grams of fiber, along with magnesium, iron, B vitamins, and antioxidants. That fiber helps support digestion, lower cholesterol, and keep blood sugar levels steady, making quinoa an ideal choice for seniors managing diabetes, digestive issues, or cardiovascular health. Quinoa is also naturally gluten-free, making it easy to digest for those with sensitivities or mild inflammation in the gut. Unlike many white carbs that leave you hungry an hour later, quinoa's unique combination of protein and fiber helps you feel satisfied longer, reducing cravings and unnecessary snacking. Another often overlooked benefit of quinoa is its magnesium content, a mineral many seniors are deficient in. Magnesium plays a critical role in energy production, nerve health, sleep quality, and even muscle relaxation. It also works with calcium and vitamin D to support bone strength, something every older adult needs to prioritize. Cooking quinoa is simple. Rinse it well, simmer it in water or broth for about 15 minutes, and fluff it with a fork. You can use it as a base for salads, stir it into soups, pair it with vegetables, or even serve it as a breakfast bowl with nuts and berries. It's versatile, mild in flavor, and blends seamlessly into both sweet and savory dishes. In a world where carbs often get lumped into one bad category, quinoa stands out as an example of how the right kind of carbohydrate can do more than just fuel your body. It can help you rebuild it. Number 4. Lentils, the blood sugar-friendly carb that feeds muscles and gut health. Small, humble, and often overlooked, lentils are one of the smartest carbohydrate choices a senior can make. These tiny legumes are rich in fiber, plant-based protein, slow-digesting starches, and essential minerals, all of which combine to deliver serious benefits for blood sugar control, muscle maintenance, and digestive wellness. Unlike many refined carbs that spike insulin and cause energy crashes, lentils release their energy slowly and steadily. This makes them an ideal food for older adults managing type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or insulin resistance. In fact, research shows that eating lentils can blunt post-meal blood sugar spikes more effectively than many high-fiber grains, even when paired with starchy foods like rice or bread. But lentils don't just help regulate glucose. They also support one of the biggest priorities for seniors, preserving lean muscle mass. Lentils are surprisingly high in protein for a plant food, delivering around 18 grams per cooked cup. And unlike many animal proteins, they come with zero saturated fat and a hearty dose of gut-supporting fiber. Speaking of fiber, lentils are one of the best sources out there, especially for soluble fiber, the kind that feeds your beneficial gut bacteria and helps improve digestion. As we age, gut health becomes more vulnerable due to changes in motility, stomach acid, medication use, and immune function. Lentils offer a simple, gentle way to keep your microbiome thriving, which in turn boosts nutrient absorption, immune strength, and even mental clarity. They're also packed with iron, folate, magnesium, and potassium, minerals that many seniors fall short on. Iron and folate support red blood cell formation and energy, magnesium helps regulate nerve and muscle function, and potassium balances sodium, reducing blood pressure and lowering stroke risk. Lentils are also incredibly versatile and affordable. You don't need to soak them. They cook in 20 to 30 minutes, and they work in soups, stews, salads, curries, and even as a base for veggie patties or spreads. Red lentils break down quickly and make a creamy texture, while green or black lentils hold their shape and add a nutty bite. For seniors looking to eat smarter, not stricter, lentils are one of the best carbs you can put on your plate. They support energy without spiking blood sugar, strengthen muscles without animal fat, and nourish your gut without bloating or discomfort. 5. Brown rice, the mineral-rich carb that supports digestion and steady energy. Brown rice often gets a bad rap in the world of trendy diets. It's a carbohydrate, it's not flashy, and it's certainly not new. But for seniors, brown rice remains one of the most reliable, gentle, and nutrient-dense grains available, especially when it comes to supporting long-term digestion, energy, and mineral intake. What sets brown rice apart from its white counterpart is that it's a whole grain, meaning it retains its outer bran layer and germ. These layers are where much of the nutrition lives, including fiber, B vitamins, and key minerals like magnesium, selenium, phosphorus, and manganese. These nutrients are vital for everything from energy metabolism to bone strength and immune support. Magnesium, in particular, is a standout. Many seniors don't get enough of this mineral, which is crucial for maintaining healthy nerves, steady heart rhythm, and relaxed muscles. And magnesium doesn't just help you feel calmer, it also plays a major role in how well your body handles blood sugar. That makes brown rice a smart choice for people managing type 2 diabetes or blood sugar fluctuations. The fiber content in brown rice helps improve digestive regularity, reduce cholesterol levels, and slow the absorption of glucose into the bloodstream. That's especially important for older adults who may be dealing with slower gut motility or digestive discomfort. Brown rice is also naturally gluten-free, making it a gentle option for sensitive stomachs. And unlike refined carbs, which give you a fast spike and crash in energy, brown rice offers long-lasting fuel that burns slowly and helps maintain physical and mental stamina. Whether you're doing light exercise, gardening, or simply moving through your day, having a steady source of complex carbohydrates helps prevent fatigue and supports better concentration. One of the best things about brown rice is its versatility. It pairs well with vegetables, beans, fish, eggs, or stir-fries, and can be used in everything from soups to grain bowls to casseroles. It's easy to batch cook and store, making it a convenient staple to have on hand throughout the week. If texture is a concern, try soaking brown rice for a few hours before cooking or opt for short-grain brown rice, which is softer and more forgiving. Add herbs, garlic, or broth to boost flavor without adding excess salt. 6. Barley, the underrated grain that supports heart health and blood sugar control. In a world obsessed with trendy superfoods, barley doesn't get nearly the credit it deserves. Yet this ancient grain is one of the most powerful tools in a senior's nutrition toolbox, especially when it comes to protecting your heart, managing blood sugar, and keeping digestion smooth and steady. Barley stands out for its incredibly high content of soluble fiber, particularly beta-glucan, the same heart-protective compound found in oats. Beta-glucan has been clinically shown to lower LDL cholesterol, reduce total cholesterol, and help regulate blood pressure. For older adults managing cardiovascular concerns or simply looking to age with a healthier heart, barley is a smart, evidence-backed choice. But barley's fiber benefits go even further. The soluble fiber forms a gel-like substance in the gut, which slows down digestion and blunts blood sugar spikes after meals. This makes barley a particularly helpful carb for those with type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, or hypoglycemia. Rather than raising blood sugar rapidly like many refined carbs, barley provides a slow, steady energy release that helps you feel more balanced throughout the day. Barley is also a prebiotic powerhouse, meaning it feeds the good bacteria in your gut. A healthy gut microbiome improves everything from immune function to inflammation control to mental clarity. As we age, gut diversity tends to decline, making prebiotic foods like barley essential for keeping the digestive system and the immune system resilient. Beyond fiber, barley provides a generous helping of magnesium, selenium, zinc, and iron, all critical for metabolic health, immune strength, and oxygen delivery. Its natural nutty flavor and chewy texture also make it a satisfying alternative to more processed or soft-textured carbs that often dominate the plates of older adults. Barley can be enjoyed in soups, stews, grain bowls, or even as a breakfast porridge. Whole barley is the least processed form and retains the most nutrients, while pearl barley cooks faster but still offers solid health benefits. It pairs beautifully with vegetables, herbs, lean proteins, or even fruit and nuts. One important note: if you're gluten sensitive, barley is not gluten-free. However, it contains less gluten than wheat and may be tolerable for those with mild sensitivities. If not, opt for similar high-fiber gluten-free grains like buckwheat or certified gluten-free oats. In the race to simplify diets by slashing carbs, barley often gets left behind. But it shouldn't. This golden grain is a heart helper, a blood sugar balancer, and a digestive ally, all rolled into one. 7. Legumes, beans, chickpeas. The longevity carb packed with protein and fiber. Beans, Chickpeas. Lentils. These simple staples may not look glamorous on your plate, but they are some of the most powerful foods you can eat for longevity, energy, and metabolic health, especially as a senior. Legumes are often labeled as carbs, and while they do contain carbohydrates, they're also incredibly rich in plant-based protein, fiber, minerals, and slow-digesting starches that make them far superior to most other carbohydrate sources. In fact, the longest-living populations on Earth, like those in the blue zones, eat legumes daily as a cornerstone of their diets. Let's break down why. First, legumes are loaded with soluble and insoluble fiber, which helps regulate cholesterol, balance blood sugar, and support digestive regularity. For seniors, this means fewer energy crashes, better blood pressure, and a gut that stays healthy, even as digestion slows with age. But it's not just fiber. A single cup of cooked beans or chickpeas can deliver 12 to 15 grams of protein, making them a smart plant-based alternative to red meats, which often carry higher levels of saturated fats and cholesterol. For aging adults concerned with preserving lean muscle mass, legumes offer a sustainable and heart-friendly protein option that supports repair and mobility without overloading the kidneys. Legumes are also rich in iron, folate, magnesium, potassium, and polyphenols, nutrients that protect the heart, improve oxygen delivery, reduce inflammation, and support cognitive health. Folate in particular is essential for brain function and red blood cell production, both of which become increasingly important with age. One of the best things about legumes is how low they rank on the glycemic index. Unlike quick-burning carbs that spike blood sugar and wear you out, legumes digest slowly, keeping you full longer and reducing the risk of insulin resistance, a key factor in avoiding or managing type 2 diabetes. They're also extremely versatile, whether you enjoy them in soups, stews, hummus, chili, salads, or grain bowls. Legumes are easy to prepare in bulk and freeze for later. Canned beans are a great time-saving option. Just rinse them thoroughly to reduce sodium. Some people worry about bloating or gas from beans, but soaking them overnight and cooking them well can make a big difference. Gradually increasing intake gives your digestive system time to adjust, and your gut will thank you in the long run. Too often, legumes are dismissed as just carbs, but in reality, they are a nutrient-dense, protein-packed, longevity-boosting powerhouse. Exactly the kind of carbohydrate that should stay on your plate as you age. Cutting them out would mean cutting out one of the most proven foods for healthy aging. Keep legumes in and give your body the fuel it was designed to thrive on. By now, it's clear that cutting all carbs isn't the answer, especially for seniors. In fact, doing so can mean missing out on essential fiber, minerals, antioxidants, and protein that your body needs to stay strong, energized, and mentally sharp. But while some carbs are nutrient-rich powerhouses, others offer almost nothing but trouble. The next 3 carbohydrate sources are the ones you truly do need to avoid, not just occasionally, but consistently. These aren't just bad for your waistline. They spike blood sugar, contribute to inflammation, and accelerate aging at the cellular level. And for older adults, those effects show up faster and hit harder, especially when they're part of your routine. Let's start with the one that shows up at nearly every breakfast table and quietly chips away at your energy, memory, and blood vessels over time. 1. Refined breakfast cereals, the blood sugar spike that starts your day wrong. They come in colorful boxes, promise whole grains and essential vitamins, and sit proudly in most pantries. But make no mistake, refined breakfast cereals are one of the worst ways a senior can start their day. If you're relying on them for energy, convenience, or nutrition, it's time for a serious rethink. Most boxed cereals, even the ones marketed as heart-healthy or for adults, are made from heavily processed grains, stripped of their natural fiber, coated in sugar, and fortified with synthetic vitamins that your body doesn't absorb as easily. What you're left with is a fast-digesting, blood sugar-spiking meal that sets you up for an energy crash before lunch. For seniors, this kind of spike is especially dangerous. As we age, our insulin sensitivity naturally declines. That means your body is slower to move glucose out of the bloodstream. And repeated sugar spikes can lead to or worsen type 2 diabetes, belly fat gain, and inflammatory responses throughout the body. Refined cereals also lack satiety. Because they're low in protein and fiber, they leave you feeling hungry again within a couple of hours, increasing the likelihood of snacking, overeating, and mood swings due to blood sugar volatility. Even so-called high-fiber cereals often get their fiber from added wheat bran or inulin, not whole grains, and many include preservatives, artificial colors, or low-grade oils that offer zero benefit and may contribute to long-term inflammation or digestive upset. 2. Packaged baked goods. The trans fat trap in disguise. They're soft, sweet, and convenient. Muffins, pastries, donuts, snack cakes. For many people, especially seniors, these packaged baked goods are an easy grab-and-go treat or a comfort food companion to coffee or tea. But underneath the sugary coating lies a serious health threat. Hidden trans fats, refined sugars, and inflammatory oils that quietly damage your body from the inside out. Let's start with the worst offender, trans fats. Although partially hydrogenated oils, the main source of artificial trans fats, have been banned in many countries, they still appear in trace amounts in many shelf-stable pastries and baked snacks. Even if the label says 0 grams trans fat, manufacturers can legally include up to 0.5 grams per serving, and if you're eating more than one serving, which is easy to do, you're quickly consuming a harmful amount. Trans fats are known to increase LDL, bad cholesterol, lower HDL, good cholesterol, and promote arterial inflammation. This dramatically raises your risk of heart disease and stroke, two of the top health concerns for older adults. These fats are particularly dangerous for seniors because they accelerate plaque buildup in arteries, reduce circulation, and contribute to cognitive decline by impeding blood flow to the brain. But trans fats aren't the only problem. Packaged baked goods are also loaded with refined flour and high-fructose corn syrup, two ingredients that digest rapidly, spike blood sugar, and lead to insulin resistance. For seniors, whose blood sugar regulation is already more fragile, this combination can fuel weight gain, fatigue, brain fog, and eventually type 2 diabetes. The high sugar content in these foods also feeds inflammation and advanced glycation end products, AGEs, compounds that age your cells faster, stiffen your blood vessels, and worsen joint pain. Not to mention the lack of fiber, which leaves your digestive system sluggish and your appetite uncontrolled just hours after eating. Some people turn to low-fat or sugar-free versions, thinking they're healthier. But these often contain chemical sweeteners, synthetic additives, and cheap starches that may be even more disruptive to your metabolism and gut health over time. The alternative? When you crave something baked, skip the pre-packaged aisle. Try making simple homemade versions with whole grain flour, oats, banana, or almond meal, and use natural sweeteners like cinnamon, applesauce, or a touch of raw honey. You get to control what goes in and what stays out. What seems like a small indulgence, a muffin here, a mini cake there, can quietly undermine your energy, heart health, and metabolism. So if you're serious about staying sharp and strong as you age, ditch the boxed baked goods and feed your body something it can actually use. 3. Sugary soft drinks, the liquid sugar that steals your strength. They're cold, fizzy, and for some, habit-forming. But there's no sugarcoating it. Sugary soft drinks are one of the most dangerous sources of empty carbohydrates for seniors. Whether it's regular soda, sweetened iced tea, energy drinks, or flavored fruit punches, these beverages offer nothing but rapid digesting sugar, and a cascade of health problems that follow close behind. Let's start with what happens the moment you drink one. Just one 12-ounce can of soda can contain upwards of 35 to 40 grams of sugar. That's about 10 teaspoons in a single serving. This hits your bloodstream fast, causing an instant spike in blood sugar and insulin. Over time, these repeated surges can lead to insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and excess fat storage, particularly around the belly. For seniors whose metabolism and glucose regulation naturally slow with age, this is a major red flag. But sugary drinks don't just affect blood sugar. They leach calcium from your bones, increase uric acid, which can lead to gout, and promote systemic inflammation that accelerates aging in joints, arteries, and even the brain. What makes soft drinks even more dangerous is their lack of satiety. Unlike food, sugary beverages don't trigger the same fullness signals, so you end up consuming hundreds of extra calories without feeling any more satisfied. This leads to subtle but persistent weight gain, especially when sugary drinks are consumed daily or even just a few times a week. These drinks are also loaded with phosphoric acid, a chemical used to enhance flavor and shelf life. While it may taste harmless, phosphoric acid has been linked to bone demineralization, increasing the risk of osteoporosis and fractures, especially concerning for older adults who are already at risk for bone loss. And the diet versions aren't much better. Artificially sweetened sodas have been shown to disrupt gut bacteria, increase sugar cravings, and may still affect insulin levels in ways researchers are just beginning to understand. So what's the better choice? Plain water is always best. You can infuse it with lemon, cucumber, mint, or berries for flavor without sugar. Herbal teas, unsweetened iced teas, and naturally carbonated waters are all refreshing alternatives. And if you're transitioning from a soda habit, try gradually replacing one drink at a time with a healthier option until it becomes second nature. There's a reason sugary soft drinks are often referred to as liquid candy. They deliver fast pleasure, but at a steep long-term cost, robbing you of strength, bone density, energy, and metabolic stability. As you age, every sip matters more than ever. So protect your health by cutting these beverages out completely and reclaim your energy, hydration, and control. Carbs have been misunderstood for far too long. For many seniors, the message has been to fear them, cut them, avoid them, when in reality, it's not about cutting carbs, but about choosing the right ones. Throughout this video, we've uncovered 7 carbohydrate sources you should never cut out, from oats and lentils to sweet potatoes and legumes. These are the carbs that fuel your body, support your brain, feed your gut, and protect your heart. They give you strength, stability, and the nutritional foundation to move, think, and thrive, day after day. At the same time, we've exposed the 3 carb culprits that do more harm than good: refined cereals, packaged baked goods, and sugary soft drinks. These foods sap your energy, spike your blood sugar, inflame your body, and quietly chip away at your health, one serving at a time. But here's the good news. It's never too late to make a shift. Start small. Swap that morning cereal for a bowl of oats. Replace soda with infused water. Bring back beans and quinoa into your meals. Every smart choice compounds over time, giving your body the tools it needs to age with strength, clarity, and resilience. Your relationship with food shouldn't be based on fear. It should be built on understanding, strategy, and self-respect. Carbs aren't the villain, they're fuel, but only when you choose them wisely. If this video helped you see carbs in a new light, give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and make sure to subscribe to Active Healthcare for more science-backed, senior-focused content that supports your health, one habit at a time.